Yo, what's up, everybody? It is NATO here, back again for another brand new fucking video. Uh, I've come to a realization that I think it is best for me to do these story videos when I am at least a little buzzed, like, just a little off the shits, you know what I'm saying? Um, I think that it is very good for me to be this way because I feel like it just makes me feel more raw. You know what I mean? Like my stories are just more raw. Like when I fuck your mom. No, but seriously, like I feel more raw when I'm doing these stories like this. So I think it's a good experiment. We'll see how it goes. Today I'm going to be telling the story of my graduation party, which happened last year, almost a year ago now, probably like almost exactly a year ago now. I don't fucking remember the day I graduated, but my grad party was the same day as when I graduated. And yeah, so I think this story has a lot of complex parts, a lot of, different pieces that may be a little difficult for me to tell while I'm a little drunk. But we'll see how it goes. So, firstly, I'm going to introduce all the characters, okay? So, I'm the protagonist of the story, your hero, Brendan, young Brendan. And so, another character in the story is the kid who I had my grad party with. He will be known as Will Ferrell. Another one of my friends I will call Pablo Escobar, and his older brother, who I will call uh fucking Bill Cosby. I'll call him Bill Cosby. All right, so young Brendan was having his grad party on the same day of his graduation, and he was having it combined with his friend Will Ferrell. And Will Ferrell and Brendan decided it would be a great idea to have it at his ski mountain. And I don't own a ski mountain, but my friend Will Ferrell, his family owns a ski mountain. And before you say, oh, he's probably rich, no, he's not fucking rich. But yeah, so we were having it at the ski mountain, and so before the grad party, right after I graduated, I copped a nice half ounce of the marijuanas off of my friend who also graduated, who was not part of this story. But I bought a nice fresh half ounce of weed right before the grad party, so I had weed that we could all smoke during this grad party. And so this grad party was one half family and then the other half just kids, getting fucked up. That like most grad parties. So me and my friend Pablo Escobar, we decided that it would be a great idea during the middle of the family section, while the family section was going, I said hi to all my family members and shit. We decided, you know what, we're going to smoke a little bit of weed. And so me and him went out to the back of the ski mountain and smoked 2 bowls of the brand new weed I'd bought. And let me tell you that it was some fine ass kush because I was baked off my ass. So we went back in the party and played some ping pong, not thinking, oh, we won't talk to many people, I'll just have to say hi to some people, try not to be too high. I don't really give a fuck if people know I'm high, but then all of a sudden, my mom and Will Ferrell's dad decided, oh, it would be great if we toasted to the grads and also made them cut a cake. So me and my friends, Pablo Escobar and Will Ferrell, had to go in the center of the party, surrounded by probably like 100 people. I don't know, about 50 to 100 people, all staring at us while we cut this cake. And he was speaking on a microphone saying, oh, it's so great that they graduated, all this shit, and everyone's cheering. And me and my friend Pablo Escobar are going fucking nuts because we're baked off our ass looking at this crowd of people like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And so from there, we're just listening to this guy talking. He's like, all right, let's have Brendan, you speak first. And so he hands me the mic, and I just look in the crowd, and everyone's expecting me to say some speech. I'm so stoned I could hardly talk. I'm just like, thank you everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. This has been a good ride. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. And everyone just looked at me like, is this kid fucking retarded? And everyone, like, my mom was looking at me like, what the hell? And then I handed the mic to my mom, and then my mom spoke for a little bit. And then after that, she handed the mic back to Will Ferrell's dad, who then spoke for like a minute and said, like, introduced my friend Pablo Escobar, and was like, oh, he's getting into politics. And so my friend Pablo Escobar had to talk about his shit, and he didn't do much better of a job than I did. He like started rambling. You could hardly understand what the hell he was saying. So everyone's looking at us like we're fucking idiots. And so then they hand the mic to my friend Will Ferrell, who was completely sober and was very confused by how we were acting. And, you know, he said a good speech. You know, props to him. You know, he did a much better job than we did. They cheered, and everyone cheered. And so, you know, from then on, it was good. You know, the rest of the family part of the grad party went pretty well. We played some games, you know, all that shit. And then so from there, right at the end of the grad party, I was going up to my car to grab my bag of weed. And so as I was walking out, I saw my friend Pablo Escobar's brother, Bill Cosby. And Bill Cosby had decided that it was a great idea to get fucking trashed alongside of my whole family and Will Ferrell's whole family. And so he came up to me and was like, Brendan, it's so good to see you, man. And all the blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, this kid's fucking hammered. And he goes, I can't wait till the rest of the grad party. I'm like, wait, hold up. You're coming to the rest of the grad party? Keep in mind, this kid's like 21 years old. My friend Pablo Escobar is 18. He's my age, but his older brother is 21. And I'm like, you're coming to the grad party where it's just gonna be a bunch of like 9th through 12th graders getting fucked up? Like that's a little sus. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, we went to the after party, as they call it. And so I was, you know, just getting my shit ready. I was rolling some blunts. I rolled 6 blunts during this time as we're getting ready. And so not even like 10 minutes into the after party, I just hear this yelling like, oh my God, Bill Cosby just made out with, I'll just call this girl Jessica. Jessica is another girl in my grade who graduated, and she was at the grad party too. He just made out with Jessica's younger sister. Jessica's younger sister was 14. So a 21-year-old making out with a 14-year-old not even 10 minutes into my fucking after party. Great. Love it. And so, you know, I had to go down to talk to Bill Cosby as he's hammered off his ass, not realizing what he just did, not realizing that he just literally became a sex offender in like 30 seconds. But so, and then the little girl was like, what did I do wrong? And it's like, are you serious? You don't know what you did wrong? You just made out with a guy who was fucking like 7 years older than you. But then we made him go home because he was sloshed out of his mind. And this kid we had to call his dad, and then his dad was driving home. And this is like a side story. Apparently, while his dad was driving home, they got into an argument, and his dad just dropped him off in the side of the road, like halfway towards their house. Which, I mean, their house is only like a 10-minute drive away from the grad party. But 10 minutes is a long-ass walk. And so when he dropped him off, this kid apparently decided, you know, not to walk home, but to walk back to my grad party. But, like, that's a later story. But so while that was happening, I'm like, whew, thank God that's all over. I finished rolling my 6 blunts that I thought everyone out of the 75 people at my grad party on this ski slope. Oh yeah, keep in mind it's on a ski slope with a bonfire, which is pretty dope, but you know, it's not in a house. I rolled the blunts, but like we smoked, like everyone smoked like 1.5 blunts. I hand them all out, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're done, bro." And I'm like, "Are you serious? You're done?" And so my dumb ass decides it's a great idea to smoke the rest of those 5 blunts by myself. Because I was like, don't want to waste them. So I smoked 5 blunts on my own, and then I smoked like 2 bowls after that, and hit my friend who came later's dab pen a bunch. I had like only like 3 beers throughout this whole thing, so I wasn't drunk at all. I was just stoned. And so I was so high off my ass at this point. It was just like the middle of the party. I was so fucked up. it was my first time ever greening out. I don't know if anybody has ever experienced greening out before or even know what it is. In my opinion, it's even worse than blacking out on alcohol. You get extremely nauseous. Your head starts spinning. You know, it was a combination of, you know, drinking a little bit too. My head started spinning. I was so nauseous. I was like, oh, I was gone. But like, you know, I went through the whole grad party pretty much and like played some pong, you know, all that stuff. It was a great time. And then this kid came back, Bill Cosby, and was like, oh, I'm good. And nobody wanted him there. So everyone was like, get the fuck out, Bill. And he's like, no, I'm going to stay. And everyone's like, get the fuck out. And so my friend Will Ferrell's cousin had to kick this kid out of the party. And so after that, I greened out so bad. Later in the party, this is like at 1 a.m. at this point, I threw up all over the fire. I like couldn't even like speak at this point. So I go down to my fucking car to go to bed basically. I was done. My girlfriend sat down next to me in the car. She started yelling at me about something. I don't remember what it was. It was like something about like me being an asshole to her, which I probably was because I was just so fucked up I didn't even know how to speak. So I apologize, girlfriend. I'm not going to say your name. Actually, you know, I'll say your name. Fuck it. Caroline. I'm sorry, Caroline. But at the time, I was very fucked up. But then, so, like, 30 minutes into us just talking in the car, I have a blanket on me. I'm about to just go to sleep. You know, I'm about to sleep in my car for the night. My dumbass didn't put out the tent that I brought for myself to sleep on the ski mountain. So, you know, we were just going to sleep in my car. But, so we were 30 minutes into that. I was, like, my friend Will Ferrell came up to my car and was like, yo, Brendan, the cops are here. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? And at this time, I'm like wondering, why the fuck are the cops here? It's not even like this is a big ass party. This ski mountain is in the middle of nowhere. Like, why are the cops here? I found out later that like a parent, I guess, was like pissed that their kid was at the party and called the cops on it. Which, you know, it's really petty, but fuck it, I don't care. So I was just lying down and I said to him, we go, you know what? I was so fucked up at this point. I'd already thrown up like a million times. I was like, bro, I don't even care. Like, seriously. And he's like, all right. And then he walked away. And, you know, I just hear this commotion outside. Kids are hiding in the bushes. And, you know, the cops are walking around. You know, I found out later that a cop stepped in my throat by the fire, which is kind of funny. And then after that, me and my girlfriend were sitting in my car, and I look at her, and I look her in the eyes, and I'm like, yo, Caroline. She's like, what? I'm like, I gotta throw up. She goes, no, don't do it. And I'm like, I gotta throw up. And so I open my car door, right? I open it slightly and quietly, like as quiet as I can in my fucked up state. And I just get down on the ground and I just vomit. I just vomit my brains out. And like, I look up from the ground in this delirious ass state that I was in, and I just see this cop making eye contact with me, staring me down. We're making full eye contact, looking at each other after I just vomited my brains out in the front seat of my car. And then he looks at me, and then I just like, all I did was I just looked up, slowly went back in my car, slowly closed the door, locked it, and pretended to be asleep. And that's all I remember. And nothing happened. Wild shit. And so, after that, I heard the cops left. They said that there was no alcohol at the party, which is ridiculous because there was a shit ton of alcohol at my grad party. And, you know, that was that. I slept in the car that night. My girlfriend and I were sleeping in my car, and it was a good time. I woke up the next morning. My girlfriend lost her phone. I had to look for it for like 6 hours, but you know, it was all good. You know, other than that, it was a wild ass time. I don't know what else to say. It was just crazy. So I really hope that you enjoyed this story. I really hope that, you know, it was a good experience for you all. I hope that my drunk ass explained this story pretty well. If you guys want to see more stories, make sure to leave a like and comment. Yeah, so thank you all. I hope you all have a magnificent day. Yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace, peace.
Got a lot of cash like my name was Jordan. Pippin'. Dollars on your bitch like rain I'm pouring. Trippin'. In my garage these whips so foreign. Whippin'. Up in your mom like damn I'm torn. Sinking. Racks on racks on racks today.